everyone and welcome back to my channel. I've come back to explain something about my Pick 10 from last time. When we looked at the last date, it said it was 2 years ago, and in the comments lots of people saying it doesn't feel like 2 years, and it really doesn't. I know my head's not necessarily been there for the last 18 months, but it just didn't sit right. Anyway, I went through my playlist and I could see that I had done more Pick 10s, and I had done them up until January of this year, January 2022. And the reason I couldn't find them is that I decided to change that album that I looked at yesterday, or whenever it was I showed you, was getting bulky. And I think I switched to a different size and a different style. And I went for this A4 one. So I have done some Pick 10s, but in here, some of them have got dates on, some of them haven't. There's that one. This one looks like I've used the old size paper, but stuck it in this album still. I've got this one. That one said April 2021. Oh, actually, I think it goes this way up. Not that it really matters. There's that one. This one, May 2021. This one doesn't have a date on it, but I remember doing it. And then the last one I did was this one, and this one says 30th of January 2022. So I'd obviously swapped to a different format with a different style page to give myself perhaps a bit more room to work with. Anyway, now I'm here and I've got my paper cut to size. I thought I would do another Pick 10, but what I'm going to do, first of all, is mess up the sticks, because I don't want to pick anything that I've done recently. So I'll probably, if I do get something like that, I'll pull it out and not do it. Now, shall I do it one at a time? It's much harder to do it that way. Perhaps I will. Let's just do it one at a time and see what we get. Right. Oh, use a jelly plate or plastic to add paint. Right. Well, I'm not going to get my jelly plate out, but plastic I could use. And on my desk right next to me, I've got my stamping block, my old manky stamping block, and I've got some bubble wrap. That could work. And it says to add paint, so I've got to think of some colours of paint that I might like, and then let me come back. Right, I think I want to go bright today, so let's see what we've got. We've got some bubble wrap. Can't go wrong with a bit of bubble wrap, and maybe, yeah, so we will see. Right, let's grab a brush. I'm going with some orange first of all. Oh, I'm just going to squirt some out on my desk up here. I'm going to use my brush, I think, just to, whoops, go onto the bubble wrap. Don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let's try that. No, that's not looking too bad. There we go. Right, I've really used quite a small amount of paint. I'll leave that there for a minute. Shall I add another colour? Shall I try something different? What could we do? Quite like the idea. Have I got a piece of plastic? Probably not. I'm just rummaging through my bin. Oh, what's that? Right, I found some plastic. It's got a bit of dusting on it from when I did my sanding of my plates and things. Right, let's see what we can do up here. Going in with some bright pink, not too much. And I don't really know what I'm going to do with this because I don't really want it everywhere. I've picked up some paint on some plastic. Oh, it looks a bit like a pig or an elephant there. Well, it didn't come out like that, but it did look like it. Right, this because I'm doing it this way, picking one stick at a time, it has the propensity to look like a hot mess. So I'm going to start off with that and see how we go. Right, stick number 2 then. Add circles. Oh, that's quite handy while I've got that there. Let me go and grab some circles. Right. Let me clean up some of this paint. I'm going to clean up the pink paint because there's virtually none of it left and it is impeding me putting my paper there. And I've still got some orange and I'm going to just use that up with this piece of cardboard, which is probably an old washi tape holder or something like that. And what I will do is use a different colour. I'm going to use, shall I use blue, green? What shall we use? Baby blue? Metallic blue? Let's use this and see what we get. And these are just the first paints that I grabbed out of my paint box. Let's use this. This is a milk carton top, I think. Right, I think that has hit the circle brief. Stop now, Stephanie. Right, time for another stick. I'm not doing that one that says add flowers. We did that last time. I'm not doing ones that we did last time. Oh, what does that say? Oh, how weird. Look at that. I've got 2 add flower sticks. Right, I'm going to leave one of those out and change that to something else. How weird. Add embossing. Right, well, I'm going to have to let this dry, I think, and then maybe I'll do a bit of heat embossing. Oh no, I've got a big glob of paint there, which I don't know how to get, I don't know how to get rid of. I don't think I want to just blot it out. I wonder if I can. Oh, that was clever. Not quite what I had in mind. Same goes for that bit there. Right, I will dry this with a heat tool. I think I'll probably clean this bit of paint up as well. And then I'll come back and have a think about heat embossing. I could run it through my Gemini, but I don't have an embossing folder big enough to put this in, the whole thing. So I think I'll just do heat embossing. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. Right, so we're back to embossing. I need to keep that flower stick out of the way. I know some of you won't like this, but I'm going for my beetles because I fancy it. So I've got a couple of beetle stamps here, and I'm going to do them I'm just going to stamp them using this. I'm not using my stamping platform, so if it goes hideously wrong, it goes hideously wrong. It doesn't really matter. We can always cover it up. So I'm going to use some blue ink. Oh, that's not so bad. And some clear embossing powder. think I might try and do another one while I'm about it. This one comes with its own ink spatters. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Cool. Didn't expect those to work quite as well as they have done. What else could I do? Another one. Let's have another of the big ones maybe. Whoops. Right. Is it worth having any of the words? What words, whoops, do we have? Got. Do you know what? I might go all in, guys. I might go all in. This one says entomology. Oh, I'm getting in a bit of a pickle. Do I stick to the same colour? Or should I go for a different colour? No, stick to the same. Stick this over here. And the other one. I'm going to stick down here. And I'm going to attempt to heat emboss all of this. So. Right, let me empty all this. Right, we've got 3 beetles and a bit of text, heat emboss. Let's get another stick. I think this is number 4, I think. I'm not doing that one. It says add an image with a homemade stamp, and I did that last time. Right, this one now says add, I don't know if you can see it, add texture. So I'm thinking stencil and texture paste. Let's see what we've got. Right, I've grabbed a stencil, I've grabbed some modelling paste. I don't know how much I'm going to use. I'm using an old Pringle lid, Pringle's tub lid, but I keep things like that because they're ever so useful and easy to clean and move. I'm going to colour this. I'm going to use the pink, a little bit of pink, I think. And obviously because the paste is white, it's going to change the colour of that pink. It's make it paler. That's quite a nice colour actually. And I'm not too fussed if it doesn't all get mixed in. I'll just add a little bit more to this. Now, let's have a look. I don't want to add too much. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Sticking my stencil on. Oh, I should have done it at the back of my... palette knife, I think, like that. It's easier to move it around. Right. Let's take that off there. I think we could do with some down the bottom here. Trying not to mess up the bit that I've already done. So I'm going to have to use my finger, I think. There we go. Could do with an extra pair of hands this morning. There we go. Oops, I think I might have moved the stencil a bit there, but I'm not going to worry. And I think I might just do some in the middle there. Let's see what we've got left on here. That will do. Now I do need to clean these things up quite quickly, but before I do that I'm going to grab a wet wipe, only because it's to hand. I'm just going to clean off any of these bits that I didn't fill out or didn't look great. I don't worry too much about it, but there's a couple of bits that look a bit on their own. Oops, she says sticking a finger right in it. I haven't been too quick with this, but there you go, that will do. Right, let me clean my stencil and my palette knife and I'll come back and pick another prompt. Right, stencil and things are cleaned up. I've given this a little go over with the heat tool, but it's not firmly set. It's set enough. Let's find out what we've got to do, then we'll decide whether or not we need to leave it to dry thoroughly. Right, add dots. I don't know if you can see that, but it does say, I'm not having problems focusing on this. I wonder if it's because of the background. If I move that out of the way, does that make a difference? Yeah, add dots. So I think we will add dots. Now I have got dotting tools all over the place, big ones, little ones. That's too giant, I think. It's a bit smaller. And I think I might stick to the same paints and things. We haven't used the orange one so much, so perhaps we'll have some orange dots. A bit more orange paint there. And you can see how this is kind of harder than picking the sticks out first, because when you pick your sticks out first you can decide what the order that you do things, and then you know, you can make more of an artwork from it, if you like. This is always going to look random because everything has been added randomly, so you know, that's why I tend to pull them out first, but just for a change we'll do it this way. Right, let's just add a few random dots. Told you it was going to look like a hot mess. I don't want to add any more of a different colour. I might do that. Perhaps we could add some smaller ones in. I don't really want to introduce another colour, but metallic pink here. I'm not putting much out, we won't need very much. See if this is. Paint is a little bit gloopy. It's not too bad if I slow down and don't go quite so fast. I'll just put a couple of random ones. Not very dot-like, they've gone a bit of a funny shape, but right, I think I'll stop very soon. I'll stop now. There we go. So we've got some dots on there. Those are going to need to dry, but let's pick our next. How many have we done? 5, I think. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Let's pick our 6th stick and see what we get. Right, it says use markers or gel pens. I think I used that last time, so I am going to swap that out for another one. Collage down strips of painty paper. See, this is the thing. This would have been nice at the bottom with all of this stuff on top, and now it gets really difficult to do those things. Right, I need to let that dry, and I need to find some painty papers that I don't mind collaging on here. So I'll be back when this is dry. Right, now before I get rid of those paint blobs there, which I was just going to do and tidy up, I figured what I could do was to use the paint on some book paint in case I use this as my collaging down of paper. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, sorry, keep hitting you with my paintbrush. Do you know what? I might just use a little of the blue. A very tiny, oops, not that paint globby, but a tiny, very tiny amount of the blue. Just in case, and I might not use this, but if not, I'll use it for something else. I was just about to wipe the paint away, and I thought, oh, maybe not. Maybe just... Right, that is going to need to dry as well. So let's leave that. And I'll be back when everything is dry. Right. This is, I'd say it's more or less dry. If I rubbed those big dots, they would probably make a mess on the page, but so I'm going to try and avoid that. I think I will use some of this because I am then keeping to the same kind of paint colours. So I think what I will do is I'm going to rip across the top here and across here. Don't want those ends there. And maybe I will stick piece on there. I'm going to do another one like that. Maybe down here. And I like working in threes, so I might use just a little bit more somewhere else, like there. Or, I don't know, it doesn't matter if we cover stuff up because that's the whole part of it. Maybe we'll go up there, something like that. Maybe we'll keep them all going the same direction. Yep, I think maybe something like that. I need to get something to glue those on with. Or I could just use normal glue since it is here. Let's do that. This on here, like we said we were. I'm not going to think about it too much, otherwise then it kind of defeats the whole object of just crafting and having a, you know, using this as a way to kickstart your mojo, or when you're faced with a blank page or something. If you start thinking about it and overthinking it, then you'll never put anything anywhere. I'm just going to stick that on top of there and hope for the best. And I'm just using normal bog standard Yoo-hoo glue for this. I don't really, do I want to cover that up? Do I want to put it? Maybe I'll do that. Right, another stick down. Let's get another one. We did that last time. That was outline something and smudge it. Oh, I'm not doing that one. It says add texture paste. Well, I've just done that, so I did that as part of my add texture. So right, collage newspaper or magazine text. Come on, this is a bit ridiculous. I mean, I've just put those down. Do you know what? I'm just going to ditch it. Just going to ditch it, guys. I'm going to stick to things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've gone 6. Use bubble wrap. I've already done that. Add at least one piece of ephemera. Okay, let's go and see what we've got that we can use for this. Right, I am choosing to use this butterfly, this enormous butterfly, as my one piece of ephemera. What I don't like about this butterfly is it's got some white bits that are just a little bit annoying, so I'm going to cut those out if I can, or at least make them slightly less obvious. What I might do is go round it actually with some blue. Distress ink. Right, there is my one piece of ephemera. Now, I don't know whether or not to just use a half of it actually. Or do I use the whole thing? It's so beautiful. I might use the whole thing. Right, let's go for some broken china. I just want to get rid of the edges where they're a bit white. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just thought it might look a bit better, especially down here. It's like it's not been cut exactly I suppose I could have gone around it in black or something, but I think if it's blue, it'll just be less obvious. Right. Well, that works quite well as well, that butterfly. I picked it because it was blue and it was a butterfly, but actually if we're looking at entomology and insects, a butterfly would be quite cool. And I think I'll stick it down there. I'm just going to stick it on, and that, I'm not going to think about it. I think I've got, since I've done these sticks, which is quite a long while ago, I think I might have added to them once, but I've actually got a few more products that I could use and put on the sticks, so I might add those. I might have a stick update so that you know, I've got more choice. I mean, usually I will pull out sticks. If I don't want to use them, I won't use them, because I'm not going to be held, you know, rigidly, you must use this. It's supposed to kickstart, not force you into some kind of rigid thing you don't want to do. But usually I would do the things, you know, the sticks, even if I'd done them last time. It's just that I've literally only been a couple of days since I've done one. I thought it'd be nice to do different things. Right, so I think that's 7. 3, yeah, 7. So 3 more sticks. Let's see what we've got. Oh my goodness, you're not going to believe this, guys, but look, I've got another add texture paste. I really do need to go through my sticks. I have 2 more which are identical. That is not very good. Let's try that one. Right, this one says use coloured pencils. Well, I think we can manage to do that. I just want to make sure everything's stuck down before I use them. What could I use? Maybe my what are they called? Woodies. Let me go and get those. Right, I've got a pink, a blue and an orange. They will do for us. Don't really know what I'm going to do because I don't really want to ruin what we've got going on, so I'm just going to add a little, not too much. We didn't have any pink circles, did we? Well, right, I think that will do on the coloured pencil front. I don't want to overdo it. Oh, what's wrong with my memory? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more sticks. Let's go for it. Let's pull the first one. I'm not doing that. I did that last time. Add tissue or napkin to cover something. Okay. Use gelatos. I'm going to pull the next stick as well, so I don't have to keep counting and I know what I'm doing. I used that last time. Add a quote it was. Right, okay, that's the next one then. Add splatters or drips and use gelatos. So, splatters or drips. This is a messy one, isn't it? I might go for the old splatter but I'm going to have to clear my space up a bit because I've made a bit of a, put those back in there, a bit of a mess. So splatters and gelato. Should I do the gelatos? I'll do the gelatos first because that is the order that I picked the stick. Bear with me. Right, we have gelatos here. And there isn't really a huge amount of room to add anything, is there? I'll tell you what we will do. We will go around the outside. That's what we'll do. Oops, she says, drawing right over the top. That won't hurt. A bit of pink down there. Some orange there, and we will put some blue down there, down here, and up there. We have the gelatos on the outside. I'm going to use a clean baby wipe and just sort of see what we can do with these. I might have to go in with a little bit more in places. Oh, I hadn't seen I'd done orange there, and I've put blue over the top. That's made an unusual effect. Alright, it's not too bad, but the pink's not too pink up here. And the blue's not too blue just here. Let's just finish that off a bit. Yeah, I think that will do. That's added the gelatos. And we could do with some splatters. Let me find a good splattering brush. One of these is usually quite good. Not sure if that is the one, but we will see. A little bit of black paint. And we're going to need quite a bit of water in it. Where's my spray? That might be easier. Right, I'm just casting a cursory glance over my desk to make sure I'm not going to make a huge mess everywhere. Actually, it's quite good, the black, because you can see it ties in the butterfly then with the rest of the piece. Just make that slightly wetter. And I think I'm going to call that done. Though that is my second pick 10 this week, and that is that's a wrap, folks. Yep, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to do anything else, and I will, when that's dry, that'll stick into my album. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, sorry about the confusion before. It was only 8 months. 8 months still a long time, but 8 months since my last pick 10, and now it's just been a couple of days. So yeah, I'll try and keep back doing them because they are fun, and it does give you something to do and some focus. And but it looks like I need to go through my sticks and sort them out. Anyway, on that note, I'm leaving. Take care everyone, thanks for watching, and I'll be back again soon. Bye for now.